Welcome to Summed Up Books. We're here to break down the world's most powerful books into knowledge you can actually use. Today, we are cracking open a true classic, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich.
So get this, for over 20 years, Napoleon Hill studied more than 500 of the richest people of his day. He was on a mission to find a single, secret formula for success. And that secret? It was first whispered to him by the one and only industrial titan Andrew Carnegie.
Now, the book makes this incredible promise that the secret is hidden in plain sight in every single chapter, just waiting for those who are ready to see it. So in this breakdown, we're going to slice up the core philosophy into 3 high-impact areas to help you find that secret for yourself. Okay, let's get into it.
All right, first things first. The absolute foundation of Hill's philosophy isn't about, just wishing for things or hoping for the best. No, it's about the literal science of turning a thought, something you can't even touch, into its physical, monetary equivalent.
Hill is adamant about this. Every single achievement, big or small, starts with what he calls a burning desire. And we're not talking about a casual want. This is a white-hot, all-consuming obsession for something incredibly specific. Let me tell you about a guy named Edwin C. Barnes. He had absolutely no money, didn't know Thomas Edison from Adam, but he just showed up at Edison's office. And he wasn't there just to get a job for him. He was determined to work with him.
And here is the real aha moment. Hill says Barnes's mindset was like a warrior who lands on enemy shores and immediately burns his own ships. Think about that. By creating a psychological state of win or perish, Barnes turned a simple wish into an unstoppable force. He gave himself absolutely no way out.
This is where it gets really practical. These are the 6 specific, concrete steps for turning that desire into actual money. This is the formula straight from Andrew Carnegie, and it was even approved by Thomas Edison himself as being absolutely essential for hitting any goal.
Okay, moving on to our next section. So once you have that burning desire, that's your engine. But an engine is useless without a blueprint and the right crew to actually build the car. That's where we get to the architecture of achievement.
You know that whole myth of the lone genius toiling away in isolation? Hill's research completely dismantles it. He found that massive fortunes aren't built by one person. They're built with flawless plans that are supercharged by the collective power of other smart people.
He had a name for this. He called it the mastermind. The idea is that when 2 or more minds come together in perfect harmony, a third invisible mastermind is created. And this new mind is capable of things that no single mind could ever accomplish on its own.
And the crazy part is, this wasn't just some theory he came up with. Andrew Carnegie himself credited his entire steel fortune, all of it, to the power that was generated by his mastermind group of about 50 key men. Now check this out. This is the moment where an idea, just a thought, gets a massive price tag. In a single 90-minute speech, a guy named Charles Schwab laid out a brilliant idea to JP Morgan about consolidating the entire steel industry. And that one idea, when you combine it with faith and a solid plan, was valued at roughly $600 million. I mean, this just proves that an intangible idea, when you bring it to the right mastermind, can literally be worth more than all the physical stuff it helps organize.
So you've got the desire, you've got the plan, but Hill says the final battle, that's always internal. Real lasting success is only possible when you finally master the 2 great enemies of achievement, fear and indecision.
Here's a really interesting piece of data from Hill's research. After looking at 25,000 people, he found that huge success almost never happens before age 40. But why? Well, because he says it takes most people that long to finally conquer the habit of indecision that completely dominates their youth. And Hill gets very specific. He identifies these 6 basic fears as the ghosts that haunt us. They paralyze our ability to think clearly, and they stop us dead in our tracks from taking action. Of all of them, the fear of criticism is maybe the most destructive. Hill claims that most great ideas die the second they're born, simply because people are terrified of what they will say. And this brings us to our final aha moment. Think about the 56 men who signed the Declaration of Independence. They faced the ultimate criticism, didn't they? Being hanged for treason? Their story completely reframes the fear of criticism. It's not just a social inconvenience. It's the primary enemy of all great achievements. True greatness demands a decision that risks everything. So, what's the takeaway from all this? What can you do right now? It really boils down to a clear action plan. For desire, you have to define it in writing and hammer it into your subconscious.
For your architecture, you need to go out and form a mastermind alliance.
And to win that inner battle, you have to build the habit of making decisive actions. And then you have to systematically go after and confront your single greatest fear.
Look, the entire philosophy of Think and Grow Rich can be boiled down to this one idea. You are the master of your fate. The power to achieve, to get wealthy, to live a life filled with purpose, it's not found in your circumstances. It's found in your ability to control and direct your own mind.
If you found this breakdown valuable, do us a favor and hit that like button, and definitely subscribe to Summed Up Books for more summaries that help you learn and grow. And if you want to go deeper, you can buy Think and Grow Rich using the link in the description, or you can even try a free trial of Audible to listen to the whole thing. Thanks for watching.